Evening and welcome to the Planning and Design Review Board meeting. It is now 6:32. We will begin shortly. When the chairman calls your address or your item, please step up to the podium and speak into the mic. If you have any questions, you can pull me aside or email or write on the portal. Okay, thank you.
All right, you guys ready to start? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let us get started on this meeting. Good evening, everyone. This is the Village of Biscayne Park Planning and Design Review Board meeting for Monday, October 17th. It is now 6:34. Roll call, Edward Leyva.
Here.
Scarlett Hammonds.
Here.
David Gruen.
Here.
Gage Hartig, I'm here, as well as SB from the building department. Manny's not going to be here tonight, and he did send an email saying that he's not. So can I get a motion to excuse this? Motion to excuse.
Second.
All those say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, so in order to try and go through the everyone that's here, we're going to skip down the agenda. And so when I call your name, just you can step up to the microphone. We have the old business. Is that supposed to be A?
Yes.
Okay. A. Okay. Once this is, I guess, the 500 Northeast 114th 19th Street. It's 17-2230-0317765 new construction, third preliminary review. How are you, sir, tonight?
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thank you. Ed, are you good? Okay, so you came in front of us on Wednesday of last week.
Correct.
You had presented. We asked you just to add a little detail on one side.
It was the extension of the stucco band along the undulation of the.
Okay, so you added that.
Yeah.
And then you added a little stucco band around the top, looks like on both sides.
Yes, correct.
Site goes, you're still way within your lot coverage and setbacks are fine. And you, so Ed, you weren't here last time, but they came in after the first and he did a lot of the changes that we requested. He pushed it back on the lot. He added, I think you flipped it to the other side. Ed was not here at the last meeting.
Yeah. We flipped it to add the more interesting side of the house for the side of the street of the traffic driving eastward. We set the house back 5 feet further back than required.
Okay. You brought in that back balcony a little bit,
Yeah, we
and you have some kind of screen on there, correct?
yeah, we put a screen there. A louver screen.
Any questions on the board?
Second.
David Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, you're good. So your permit zoning wise is approved. You get to move on to now all your MEPs and all the,
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. And then that is a digital submittal.
Yes.
system?
Yes, you'll update your MEPs, structure on the. Make sure you have your contractors.
That information is already in the file. Do you know when we'll get an address so I could have in the title block?
I will.
can y'all take this to the side real quick, just please? So we can move on. Is there anybody here for Soto? Soto, no?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Anybody for old business, Improvement Development 03 LLC? Okay, 740 Northeast 120th Street, new construction, third preliminary review. How are you, sir, tonight?
Good evening.
So, so this is the new construction. You've been in front of us a number of times. You took off the carport, I
Correct.
believe. You added the ramp on the side.
Yes.
Looks like. Pool's pulled in, the barbecue's pulled in. You have the same setbacks, no changes in the setbacks,
Yeah, nothing else
10 all
changed.
around and 30 in the front.
That is correct.
Multiple roof levels. Lot coverage is good. Any questions on the board? Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, you're good. So same thing, you're on to all your MEPs and such.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
I think you skipped Sophie.
I called, but nobody
Oh, no?
answered the name.
Oh, okay. I'm just. So is David started?
Yeah. Anybody for Adario? No? Lux, anybody for Lux? Thank you. Anybody for 11150 Griffing LLC? Adario, okay, I'm sorry, he's actually ahead. So. How are you, sir, tonight? Okay, so this is Adario Windows and Doors. We're at E. Yeah. I think we tabled this because of, they weren't. We were wondering about the other windows on your facade.
That's going to remain.
Okay, and what are those windows? Because it was really hard to see through. I think there's a lot of landscaping in front of this, right?
Yeah.
So,
Removing and replacing the diving platform.
so these are just sliding glass doors.
Yes. The rest of the windows, they are remaining.
So there's no windows involved here. Discussion on the board?
No.
Was there windows originally on the first application, or is it just all sliding glass?
Just the diving.
Because it was, I think one of the things was your diagram doesn't really match the way the house looks.
Yeah, because they are looking by the other side, but we already corrected, put it on the front.
Ah, okay. So the front door is facing down. Okay. Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, David Scarlett, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Carries. You're good, sir. Thank you. All right, so back to 1150 Griffin LLC, revision to,
Yeah, it's not on the Dropbox.
cool.
Change the whole front. Look at the house. Sorry for that. This is the front that was before. This is the front we're proposing now. This is the rear. This is the rear. We created a terrace. We made this a master bedroom suite upstairs now. Then we shifted some stuff around on the inside. The front doors, we created a bigger front door. But before it was just a single door. Pretty much the two windows stayed up at the same. We got rid of the front part overhang that was too low. That's why you don't see the second floor back here. Because now that's up higher. But this is all stone. We pushed the bedroom to the back instead of the bathroom to the back. It's on the architectural drawing.
Any change to the footprint or the?
It still stayed within the footprint.
Okay, that
Yeah,
was, that's
the
already been
footprint
approved.
still stayed the same. We haven't changed the footprint.
So one of our first, what
Yeah.
David's right, is we've taken the privacy issues with the neighbors, so. Some kind of screening or something that overlooks.
They're in the process of trying to buy the empty lot next door. So,
But they don't have it yet.
Yeah.
Somebody
But-
else. But
I
let's
mean,
go, let's go through the elevation.
we have an old rendering with this being, the trellis coming down the side.
You don't need to do anything on the back or on the inside.
So if you put the trellis, it'd be harder. So we still stayed within our footprint. Not that, each of rules now, which we have our full drawings will come into the next hearing. The full drawing. Put the kitchen that was over here, we moved the kitchen to here. We took back the bathroom that was originally on the original permitted set of drawings. Back to 2 bedrooms, with the 2 bathrooms, with all of this back the original way the original permit was full. The master bedroom changed, we had the bathroom back up here, now the bathroom switched back, and then we added the whole second floor master.
Yeah, 'cause this was like a two-story,
Open, it was
open
just
space.
open.
double.
We did come up with the other one.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, something more like that, that has a little bit of a screen.
have to do this side down, but
This
yeah,
is the other
that.
side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we created the balcony, created a whole master suite upstairs. This is within. Same block that we already have.
Okay.
So the footprint didn't change at all. All we did was just play with the aesthetics. Obviously, we added a bedroom upstairs, which we're gonna, part of the plans that are in here now. We got rid of all the eyebrows from the previous drawing. That we go within. may have to. They gave me the wrong stuff. Okay. But I can do that tomorrow with them. Okay. We created this in the master. So that now you step out into the pool area. Before it was just the corner window. So another issue that popped up with this new design, is the side windows. Because now you have a bedroom up there that overlooks the yard too. So can these be more clear story type windows? They're up too high, so you're gonna be able to look. They're up pretty high. And we can shorten them if that's the case, until we get them a little higher. That's the bedroom. Bedroom, and then it's basically the walkway. That walkway. You get up to the second floor and it's a walkway. And then this is the master.
Yeah, same if you privacy on second story.
You can add in the trellis and think that's. Yeah, we have it in there, as the new revision, as mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structural. So they're all in there. You just have to resubmit those.
Yeah, I think
those drawings. They're
come
already in.
back with
Yeah,
the screening element on the balcony and the revision.
but I think we can
Guys can
approve
address
it.
those two.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
So can we start taking it through?
Yeah,
Can we get to those?
Yeah, if you want to
Those are
approve it
minor-
with envelope issues, right? They don't affect the layout or anything else.
In fact, they already have them printed. What I'll do is I'll fix, oh no, because you want the windows. Well, I mean, you just bring back the drawings at the next meeting. Okay. Do we have to come back to the next one? Because the next one, we're gonna do the pool. Want us to bring it at that time or?
Well,
if you bring it at the same time as pool, fine. We're gonna approve it with the based on pending those things. You don't have to actually physically come back to the next meeting because we'll just sign it up at the next meeting, but you'll basically. As long as you have the setbacks for the pool and your lot coverage is within, you should be all right. And then also there was, just want to make sure we touch on there was some drainage issues that we worked on too on this house. So you're still kept it. You guys are
Just keeping a swale along the property line.
I think that we went through that.
If you're elevated a little bit.
This house is a lot higher than the house next to it, so a lot of the water goes out.
Small section. Somewhere.
Yeah, we did a berm. Across. That's fine, as long as the new owners are aware and that's incorporated into these drawings. Too, so. I get them as part of the existing revision, so.
Yeah, it should have a clear story and a screening element.
Almost all big day. Thank you. Taking on that house.
Some sort of screening element on the south. And then screening.
Did I sign the plans? I signed the permits. So he needs to bring back in the revised with the, those two changes. I'll sign whatever you want, but I'm just saying, it needs to, they'll just update those two and we'll sign it at the next
We
meeting.
have to, yeah.
But you have zoning approval.
Just a text one. Other ones I have.
Not working. We're not supposed to do it every time.
No, you can,
Like with one of the Google ones.
I think you can. release
No,
it.
mine is.
Oh, okay. But it's like the app
Yeah.
that changes.
Okay, yeah, just take care of it tomorrow.
You're
Thank you. All right. Anybody here from Monkston? Okay, Monkston, 11515 Northeast 9th Avenue for a driveway?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, this is the one with the approach, I believe, right?
Right.
The calculations were
Yes.
off. They're still kind of. Doesn't seem like they're filled in. Hold on. Okay, so you're doing the 11 by 42 on the right of way, bless you.
Thank you.
And you're doing the approach of 33 feet wide. So you have basically 75 feet of your right of way covered, and your right of way is 75 by 100. What is the material? Concrete driveway. It's all concrete?
Concrete.
The calculations are still not filled out here. Is there something missing? Am I missing something?
They know that the house measurement is correct. at
Well, the,
20.
yeah,
I
for,
can do the drive. I can do the drive.
it's not even that correct, because it's 33 by 30.
So the total driveway space is gonna be
Can one of you watch, come up, please, come over, please?
the total driveway of all the highlighted area is 1782. So you got that. Yeah, we don't know what the property size is.
Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, the thing is we have this form here that has to be filled out. But it's not filled out. You only filled out one line. There's calculation, so. And it's not even correctly filled out here, so, you know, if you look at this property, yeah, I understand that, I get that, but it's,
No, I'm saying,
there's a property here, which is, you have 40 by 33, but here you're showing 40 from the street to here, so it's actually 30 by 33. So it's 30 by 33, so it's the driveway that you're wanting to do. And then the swale is 42 by 11, so it's 42 by 11. So this actually 462. What's 30 by 33? Huh? No. Okay. So yeah, the calculations are.
because what this is, you know,
So completely, so it is. Yeah, so it's
going to be.
So it's 147 by 30. So 30 by 147. So it's
44.
30 by 147, huh? So it's 4410 divided by 990. Yeah, 4410, yeah. 22.4%. Okay, and then, and then this is the same thing, 147 by 20.
No, I think it's 11, guys. I think it's only 11. He's got the-
11?
It's got the street in there.
Oh, straight 20s to the middle of the street, okay.
Yeah.
So 11 by 17. Okay. Uh-huh. Percent. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. That's those calculations. So technically, we don't normally do this, because
But we don't want.
we don't, we want to get how you move
But
forward,
in
so.
in the future, yeah, you have to do it off of a total.
So we're under our 40% on both of them. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Okay, second.
All in favor, say aye. 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 Okay, you're good. Thank you.
Do you keep that form?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them both to Esky right now.
Buenas noches. Next step is visitar a SP. Mañana por-
Okay, Hernandez, anybody here for Hernandez? Okay, 11603 Northeast 11th Place, re-roof shingles and flat.
Yes, and I want to apologize for the starting of the project. I assumed that they had the permit, but we found out later they did not. But I also have access of anything they turn in. I came to the city hall and they gave me privilege to check it out.
Okay, so we have a certified engineer's letter
Yes, sir.
from Mafa Hasson. Design build firm. This is an engineer, licensed.
Yes, yeah.
Professional engineer. Yes. Okay, so we actually had approved it on the last meeting. Did we?
No, you denied it.
Denied, okay. So re-roof shingles after that, pending engineer's letter. So now we have the engineer's letter. Yeah, I mean, Greg. It's kind of done, I think. Yeah. But it's not, it's a dimensional shingle, right? Okay. Give a motion to. David Ed, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. So you're approved now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I apologize again.
It's all right. Happens. David Ed, yeah. Okay, we're going to the building permits. I didn't miss anybody. Soto, Adar, no, Lux, no? Okay.
We have an add-on.
Martinez, 615 Northeast, anybody? Martinez? 615 Northeast on 15th Street, new roof. This is not the one that we heard last time. This is another metal roof? So the last one we approved last time was we pending, it needed that, make
Yes,
sure
you
that we
have-
have some kind of building permit.
Yeah, you have a building, he brought in the building application, they need to review it. When they come in tomorrow. I have it. Yes,
Pre-weather gal, what is this color? Okay. So
This doesn't have the page though.
Yeah, the handout that we created for.
so Murph,
You need to be modest. You created it.
and.
yeah, but you need to, there's a form you need to fill out and certify that it has the overhangs.
Yeah.
That's what that form is.
Yeah, and I attached it on the portal. I attached it on the portal, when I did the intake, the person who I'm sorry? No, the person who is running the application online, I attached that document for him to review. Do you know if he was able to receive that because he has not done so? Okay.
No, I mean, Murph, I mean, technically you're missing information, so I mean.
What's the
it's-
permit,
it's,
what's the?
um,
There's a form that we require as part of.
No, he had it on the one last week.
It's a new form.
But you,
Murph, you have
but
10 roofs, you should know by now what our requirements are for metal roofs.
you also had it on you had it on the one last week. But it was for a metal roof. I'm saying you had the form in
Is,
that packet last week.
Who is Ronald Medina? Okay, I attached that form for him because he's the one who applied on the portal. And he has not responded to that. Okay, can you let him know that it's attached on the portal? He needs to complete it and upload it, so. No, I sent, he should receive it in his email because his email is tied to the portal. Okay,
Okay, so this is the house there on the corner, right? Okay, it looks like it does have the overhangs. It's just that there is a form. Ed, on the new form that you did, it does, we asked for photographs, right?
yes, it's
So-
on there, yes.
But the people are not supplying the photographs of the fascias?
I don't, it says it right here, this is the one that I attached to him. Property, and at the bottom it says application shall submit photos documenting facial. and overhang. That's number one, number two, manufacture paint color chart. or sheet.
We have that.
But literally the packet that we went through last week had the.
So I mean, I'm looking at the end, the gabled end, it looks like it does have the overhang also. So it just, we're missing in that one document. The galvanized is a silver, so I mean, the color looks good. You guys want a motion to approve? Huh? But it doesn't matter if it needs alteration. We need documented proof that it has the overhangs. So it needs to have on there that it has existing 18-inch overhang, 6-inch fascia, and you sign it, the owner signs it. And that way we have documented proof that it actually has what it needs.
And
Whether it needs to be replaced or not, or added to, it's still, it's a requirement of the permit. So we have a motion to approve based on you providing that information to SB. Do I have a second on that?
beyond the paper, just the paper also to clarify, you need the photos. Sure.
Yeah, everything that's required,
Just the paper.
which I'm looking at the Google view.
Second the conditional approval.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so it's approved. Okay, Otato. Okay, Otato, 649 Northeast 117th Street, new pool. Oh, well, you got the Martinez one?
Martinez is
Right
already
here.
signed.
This says Martinez.
Oh, okay.
This Otato?
So Martinez,
He needs to fill out that little form. Like photographs that are required.
that was Edward.
David Edward. Okay. Got it.
40.
Okay, so this is a new build, new house. Pool. Am I seeing 12-foot setback to the water line? Is that what it is, 12 foot?
Yeah, number two.
And then it's way back, I mean, there's no back or other side lot, and then your lot coverage is, you're still within. And then you have to obviously do a fence permit for the gate. Okay, so, to the board, one of the things that the village staff has come back to us about is that we should be approving pools and the fence permit. Because what's happening is they're saying that it's not up to the building inspector to make sure that there's a fence permit for a pool that requires a fence around it. So I need you to submit that fence permit. And we can approve this pending fence permit. But well, it has, it's a construction, it's new construction, it has a construction fence. Remarkably, it's coming back to us and they're saying that P and Z should not be approving permits for pools unless there's a fence around it. And if not, then they should be having the fence permit at the same time, and we should be confirming that there's a self-closing gate. It's kind of all getting pushed back onto us that we're not doing what we're supposed to do. So I'll take a motion if we want with pending if you are all good with the pool.
Well, the fence is in the site plan, so.
Yeah, but there's just not one yet.
Yeah, I get that. Site plan.
So, and we talked about it. You are planning on submitting a. Well, I have to get a motion from one of the board members first, if they agree with that. I would say you should have a fence permit in front of us next time. I mean, you don't have to actually come back. If it's pretty self-explanatory, you don't really need to have to be here. But
He's just asking, is the pool gonna be held up until that? So we're gonna give him a conditional approval for the pool with the requirement that at next hearing.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you could probably get a owner's.
Well, the temporary construction fence is that. We already have that.
I don't know, like, I'm fine because it's on a site plan,
Okay.
literally on the site plan.
And
So,
then they already have a temporary construction.
I'm just gonna make
fence, so-
a motion to approve unconditional. Whoever has powers that can either complain.
And this is- Okay, all in favor, say aye. That was Ed David. Okay, you're good. So you do need to get a fence permit, but we're not requiring it at this point for you to move forward with this. No, Edward David.
Did you do my?
We both made motions,
Yes.
so whatever order you wanna write down.
We wanted to seem like tough guys.
Anybody here for Hill?
My brother. Yeah. And he said the other day, he was like, yeah, I thought that because you looked a little familiar, and he's like, did you grow your hair out? And were you in the thing? And he was like, oh, that's my brother. Yeah. Yes, nice meeting you officially.
You're welcome. Anybody here for Hill?
It's in there, the same.
Placencia? Gaudy? McDonald? Schumer? Papas? Cervantes? Downey? Negret, not Downey. Okay, so Downey, 11541 Northeast 7th Avenue for a generator.
I have also another permit too. So,
Okay. So you want to put it in the side the front setback.
well, that's what is proposed, but we didn't know why we're here, then assuming that it needs to be more than 30 feet from the front setback.
Yes.
Okay, we okay with that? And it's a 5 feet from the side, okay?
says on here it's only 3 feet from the side.
Yeah, 3 feet.
Okay,
So it's behind the front building line and it's interior side 3 feet and RU districts 5 feet.
The other question is, does it currently have a 6-foot high wooden fence or
Yeah.
is that in the?
it's a,
park?
it has a private.
It already
fence,
exists, okay.
wood fence, yeah.
Okay, so you want to move it back? Is that what you're willing to move it back to?
Well,
the-
yeah, 100%. The thing is that we don't even have the code from here, and then we're trying to get in contact with you guys to understand it.
It's 33 dash, I think this is the,
It's going the city,
I
as a
think this is
city
the county
ordinance,
code that we,
the county code, okay. That should be behind the building line and 3 feet on, yeah, depend on the zoning.
yeah, so,
Alright.
yeah, 33 20 1. That's county, Miami-Dade County code, yes.
Yeah, okay,
So we, since we don't have it, we default to the county.
okay,
So yeah, so 30 and
3,
3.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So do you want to move it back beyond that?
100%, yeah.
And, okay, so,
We can submit the new site plan showing that, or.
okay, so you'll just change that 20 feet
to
number to
30 feet.
30 feet.
Exactly, yeah, behind building line.
All right.
To approve pending behind.
30-foot setback.
with the front.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so
And the other one that we have, it's for 1106 Northeast 119th Street.
okay, this is building, this is under discussion, B. Vininsky, 1106 Northeast 119th Street generator.
Was there something specific that you wanted us to kind of like weigh in on or?
No.
Yeah, because this one's listed under the discussion portion of the
We
agenda.
don't know why. We've been trying to call the city several times, communicate with them.
So You're just, this is just an application. you know,
Yes.
you're
This
just-
was an
But it's been here for a long time.
No, this was an application that was denied, because.
I didn't have a site plan. That's what it was.
Right,
Yeah,
and
so This one,
they haven't provided anything, so I told them to come to the.
Yeah. so the
um,
problem is this one
planning board.
doesn't tell us, this application, this package. We don't know where it's going, it's not located at all. Like the one we just reviewed a second ago, you told us. And as a matter of fact, we had to change it, right? Because it didn't comply.
Okay.
This one doesn't indicate where, so we don't know.
You don't have any documents on this application? On this
No.
application?
There's a
No.
site plan?
That's a survey? Just a survey that you have?
Yeah, doesn't look,
There's
doesn't have
no
anything.
inspect.
There's
nothing?
no
And how we
attachment
submit this?
on the,
Photo?
on the portal. I
Alright.
have mentioned to locate that and I provided the comments when it was denied at the last meeting
Uh-huh.
and nothing was submitted. So when I spoke to someone on this, I said, listen, if you, because they said they didn't know what to
Exactly, yeah,
submit.
exactly.
So I said, if you need more clarity, I will put it as a discussion
I got
item
it.
so you
Alright.
can speak to the board.
But it's got all like the riser diagram and the specs and.
And you don't have it on the
site-
first page, that packet?
No,
It's
just
not?
the application.
Okay.
Cover
go lo-
sheet,
Uh-huh.
boundary survey, but nothing's
Okay,
drawn on
no,
it.
go to the next.
This is the
That's the
specs,
spec.
the riser diagram,
Load,
locales.
Yeah.
Electrical
Spec.
diagram. calculate.
Alright.
So just, if you submit like you did on the previous one with a
Yeah.
clear drawing.
Yeah.
You should,
Oh, yeah,
you
100%.
should be able to be approved
Perfect.
very readily, easily.
Okay.
But we didn't have anything to vote on here.
I got it. All right.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Okay,
you,
just
sir.
going back a second to the pool thing, I don't flippant, but like the pool application has general notes. And those general notes clearly stipulate pool fence, barrier, and all those requirements by law. So when we approve a pool permit, it's gonna have all that language in there that specifies the requirements. If someone is coming to us later for the fence permit, which is about the aesthetics of the fence, but the requirement to have a fence is baked into the pool drawings already. right?
Yeah.
So
I know, but I specifically got feedback from our building or from our manager or somebody basically said the P and Z needs to be enforcing
But we
because our code, because our,
Has language
It does, but our building, but our land development code has requirements for fencing around a pool. So even though it's state law and it has, you're good, sir. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm moving back to. No, I understand that it's in our code.
So,
I'm saying
our next meeting is
pool
October
drawings
31st to submit.
Specific,
Our next meeting is
specify that a
November
pool
7th.
fence is going to be required, right? So-
Yes, it does, but they're
Our next
they're
meeting is
being
November 7th.
lazy, so.
So the deadline to
You know,
submit the
so-
documents for this is October 5th. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right, Negretti.
Yes.
Oh, hey, how are you? Perfect timing. 11601 Northeast 10th Avenue, temporary construction fence. Okay.
It's here. It's not on, well, it is scanned in, but we have, it's tied to an addition.
Yeah, you have the permit for the addition already.
Just for a temporary fence.
Okay, and you're doing, it cannot be in the right of way. So I mean, you have your hedge right on the
It's
street,
inside The property in line.
on the inside, behind the hedge.
Yes.
Okay. Because your hedge is like literally right on your property. isn't it?
No, I know. This is only on the area we're gonna do the addition.
Okay, it's just, it
Because-
can't be on, closer to the street.
We are gonna be living on the house while we do this.
Got it. You're doing it again. You already did it once. So,
Years later.
oh, I see. It's behind the fence, the hedge.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
sketch.
Okay. Motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good. You're all set.
Thank you.
It was easy. Thank you. Good seeing you. Solar. Are you Zoller?
Yep.
Okay, Zoller. 118151 Griffin Boulevard, re-roof tile. Flat. Okay. You're just replacing tile with tile?
Yep.
And what is
Tile
the new
with
tile?
What was that?
The new tile is
Red Spanish S.
an S tile.
Yeah, it's like. A photo in the back.
And the color, I'm sorry, the color?
On the third or
Yeah.
fourth to last page.
Called,
It's just
called
like-
red. but
Way in the back.
Way.
Okay, I see it. So terracotta, basically. Okay, motion.
Motion to approve.
Favor say aye. Aye. David Scarlett.
It'll go to our building, our roofing plan review for tomorrow. And probably by the end of the week, if he approves it, we'll be able to fee assess it for him. Okay, send an email saying that you have an emergency so the building official can approve it. Okay, okay. Or call in the morning for an update, okay? To follow up, yeah.
Gonzalez. Brightman. 821 Northeast 120th. B Park LLC, 114 8th Avenue. B Park, you have two of them here. Okay, 11412 Northeast 8th Avenue, new construction, second preliminary review. Let's go over there. You want to just walk us through the thing? I guess?
This is the board.
setbacks are fine.
This is the one that before you had one.
Back setbacks are fine.
Great recommendation.
Lot coverage. Somebody, clarification on lot coverage.
I think it was, yeah, I think the one that I sent you the email on.
Right. 49. It's not really pervious impervious, it's really lot coverage. So am I reading this as an act 0.7? So this is developed area. What was the, and that includes your pool, correct?
Are these all actual trees or any that like just large bushes?
They're all
Okay.
looking like these.
15.5. Are you guys gonna leave 5?
Yeah. Let me look. I'm trying to get it like over.
So as far as, you don't have to count it for permit to replace, or remove them, replace. We require to do this so that the county, we don't particularly vote on it. County permit.
Funny thing is, it's the opposite of being up in the country. It's like our farmers, and basically it's falling. Whereas here, it's like, yeah, push it all to the edge. Let it fall in someone else's house. Yes, yeah.
So your second review, finally, is there any comments?
Nope.
All right. I think we have the battle of the county on that one. There's also going to be discussion And that is 11780 Northeast 8th Avenue. This is also second preliminary review. Yeah.
Why, when my little brother was doing his. FYI, term purpose for the thing. Make sure you don't do anything with the drawing. Don't laugh. My little brother's house had a huge. My little brother's house had a huge backyard.
I mean, the trees are not getting in the way.
Guy named Ron on 113 that has used woodworking shop. Takes a lot of Walmart. I thought my little brother. But, oh yeah, you guys said that. Yeah, so maybe a note would be if it's possible to.
Well, those are all separate permits. So I mean, if you want to pull them now, you can. A roof permit that would have tile, your
Yes, he's the add-on. I emailed you guys.
Yeah, yeah. But the demo and the fence.
Deadline is like
Halloween.
Yeah. The deadline is October 31st. The next planning board is November 7th.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I have the wrong water tonight.
So both move to third. Both move to third.
Yes. You tell me the walker.
Best, ITZ, 941 Northeast 119th Street addition. You guys can check your email. I sent the backup for it. Not too long. He
This is
came
a-
to me at the last meeting and asked me, but I forgot to put it on there.
I didn't get it.
I got it.
I did. Give me the address one more time, I'm sorry.
941 Northeast 119th Street.
Oh, it's in, so is this an actual building permit?
It was an old business item.
Is it a
And
Vision to a permit?
no,
I see clouds.
the 19,
Yeah, you had like, yeah, you had like 9 point something before.
This is actually old business J.
business.
Is that it? Just that one step back?
Yes. If you see the minutes, I touched the minutes.
Sir, do you have a drawing for us with you? I see a rolled up set of drawings.
You can grab the mic if you want.
Oh, this is the one that had Gage, the cone in the front.
Yeah.
And-
Oh.
That's right. Front elevation, not.
They give you all the same drawings. Okay, so I think we already had looked at the elevation. It's just flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're closing up the porch.
A second.
right, sir, thank you. All right, back up to the top of the agenda. We have minutes from our previous meeting. You too. Which would be October 12th. We approved everything.
We talk about how sad we were because Ed was.
We moved the
Good excuse.
new construction. We did all these reviews, moved the third review. We approved the one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll take a motion if you guys are ready.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Aye. Aye. Next would be Soto, 515 Northeast, 115th Street. So this was old business C or B. We had asked them about location on this one.
I don't think that anything has changed since the 2 times that we've seen it before. And I'll also say that they have, over the last 2 or 3 days, they have started to build a driveway. I don't
Yeah,
know if
code is
they-
on it. Yep.
Did they
signed
come
it.
to us?
No,
I don't
no
remember
permit.
seeing. Okay. I'm not here every meeting, so I'm like, all
No,
right.
they have, I think they do have a driveway, but they don't have.
They had a
um,
driveway, yeah, but they ripped it up and.
Right,
they-
I have
They
to
poured
look at that.
foundation, I mean, they set a whole foundation and everything. It's like, job's halfway done.
Right, code is on it.
Are you talking about soda? 'Cause there is, I mean, if you want, there is like a response.
I didn't.
Well, if you look at the application, they actually have a response.
Yeah.
On October 11th.
Yeah, I was just saying, they have a narrative response to our.
But it seems like their response is, we sold it that way. That's the way we want to do it.
Yes. Well, I think the response is, unless you can tell me why we have to. do it.
That's the most efficient.
But they have every single solar panel.
It covers the whole entire roof.
The back part of the house has room that they could put some of them back there. On the east-west facing part.
They have, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the right side, they have single panels.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Those could have, they could double stack those. Say they don't.
But even if they did that, they still would have like a single line running the entire front of the house.
I don't know, like, that's not typical, right? We don't normally have every single inch of your roof covered by a solar panel.
The other part that's odd is the roof zone one, the backside of that, they have like have it all just as roof zone one, but I mean, from a satellite piece, it's like they just didn't illustrate that side at all, which would be the same, like it was good enough on the left side for them to put
Some on the
4
back.
panels, and then it was good enough on the right side for them to put panels on that same side. But then they didn't want to put it on the back side at all. I frankly would say that that they do need to look. Thanks. They do need to look more at that back center area.
I mean, is it me or it just seemed like a lot of solar panels?
Crazy amount of solar
It's
panels.
like overkill kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And they don't have a lot of shade trees that are that close to their house. I think that
Hello, just one second.
So
they get a lot of
Are you here
sun.
for what project? Hey, just one second.
So they could put 22 on the back side of it, which is what seems to have been fine enough for them to put 10 otherwise. So they could put another 22. That being said, like the thing is they could be getting played by the solar company because you can't net meter back more than a certain amount. So it's not in your best interest to put on solar. See no benefit. So
Sorry, just to understand something, though. Do we have purview? Maybe this one. We can't. Not with solar roofs. Express our opinion and hope they cooperate.
Well, no, we do have local control. Ay, ay, ay. We can't prohibit the installation of solar collectors.
yeah,
Such entity may determine the specific location where solar collectors may be installed on the roof within an orientation to the south or within 45 degrees east or west or of due south. If such determination does not impair the effective operation of solar collectors.
So we can force them, but only force them in south, north, and west.
Well, like, if you look at that part in the back, right? That one side faces west, the one side faces east. Why can't they, I mean, we're basically asking them to work with us. We're
No,
not saying,
I'm just-
we're not saying no, we're just
Yeah,
saying, come on,
trying to
do
understand
we
what
really
our
need to have
limitations are.
20 solar panels on the front of your house? Can you redistribute a little bit, you know? So it does say that we may determine the specific location. So we're asking, can you please move some of them around so that they're not all loaded on the front south view?
And furthermore, there are not a lot of big trees that are gonna cause shade on the roof.
So I don't know, I mean, go back, what exactly did we tell them? You know, we said pending relocate some other front panels to the side or the back. Because we sold certain production numbers to the customer. Said production is based on panel.
I'm fine with saying the same thing again.
basically the response I'm getting from that, basically, this is what we sold them, so this is what we want to do. She didn't listen to us, our request of, can you maybe just redistribute a little bit? So,
I think one of the greater things we want to try and identify get it ripped off, but identify the actual amount of paint. Yeah, well, because I feel like this is probably
that's kind of
as somebody that-
beyond us a little
Yeah.
bit. But I stand, I think Scarlett, if you want to make a motion, I still believe that we could request it.
I haven't found a motion. Same comment as our last. Move the panels to not all on the front.
say move more
We
of the
could
panels
relocate
because they
some
already
of the front,
have.
some of the front, it's exactly what we said before, pending to relocate.
Right.
some of the front panels to the side.
Some of the front panels to the back.
Second, okay, Charlotte, David, all good, aye. Carries. Okay, so we take, we're still tabling it for a table?
Previously, right? So
Yes. Basically the same comment as before. Can they just move some of them? David. Okay, next will be, oh, I'm sorry, we have somebody that joined us. You said, what's your name? What? Okay, so this is Gonzalez, Building M, 11901 Northeast 6th Avenue for paint. Is it the part that's green now around the front door? White shutter is now going to be blue and the trim. On the- okay. I don't have a problem. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
No,
All right, we're
no
still
worries
here.
At all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will update it on the portal and it's ready to paint, okay?
All right.
You can print it at your house if you want, or you can come and pick it up, yes. Once I update it on, okay, no problem.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night. Thanks you. Building F, our old business F, Lux, 940 Northeast 116th Street for a driveway.
Calculations, she didn't complete it, she submitted.
Is it in? Is this the new one right here? 0.21%. Motion to approve. Aye, aye. Carries. Next, we did. Building permits C, Hill, 660 Northeast 119th Street, new pool. Hill, building C. Okay, 10 foot to the side wall line. 10 foot.
It's 10 feet exactly.
Lot calculation.
Definitely gonna be close.
40 feet back from the structure. Oh, here it is right here, there's the schedule.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find it on. Google Consultant, but-
Motion table. Yes. Where's the aye? For table. Next will be Placencia. 705 Northeast 120th Street for a roof. Just re-roofing. Is this a flat roof?
Yeah, it looks like a flat roof and.
System.
Yeah.
It's really. Who was that? Motion. Ed, all fair say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next will be Gaudi, 715 Northeast 119th Street for paint. You're right. Oh, here it is down at the bottom. There's a little urban bronze.
Maybe that's what they want.
Wondering if they have Photoshop.
Well, I think this house is right nearby, but those is all pretty new.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All fair say aye. Aye. All right, next will be McDonald's, 741 Northeast 118th Street for a fence. We had our number by 25. We'd have a smaller, I thought it was smaller when I looked at it the other day.
It
Did
was.
things kind of get added to it?
It did. I just mismanaged the ones from the ones that was in person.
Okay.
This is the guy that took personal offense to all of our back mansions.
Who?
No, I don't think.
This is not Mac.
I was making a joke because of the fact that his name's back. Wasn't a good joke, but
Okay.
there's some of it.
It's a new shadow box, 6-foot wood fence that's going around the perimeter. It's not in front of the front corners. It's replacing something that came with existing. New here. Slate gray is the stain. Oh my goodness, they actually put a paint color.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Scarlett, David, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Schumer, G, seven,
Scarlett?
yes.
No,
Yep.
Scarlett, David, 751 Northeast 112th Street, solar panels. It's like a long narrow house or something. 112th Street, 75. Is that the street your brother's house is on? 112? 751 Northeast 112?
Oh, yeah, this is actually his next door.
So they're doing it along the side, I think, on the west side of the house, but it's not, nothing's there's nothing that faces the street.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that whole house is odd because it seems like it has two different sheds. But
What is that? Is that a garage or something in the front?
yeah, like I said, it has two different sheds, and one of them kind of looks like, and then there is a garage that's on the very front. Frankly, I have no idea how they're under.
I mean, it's not facing the street, which is what we like. Well, east, west.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Carries.
Yes, I motion. Why being
But what it is that basically per AC unit, you need a certain number of them. So these people that have like 2 or 3 AC units, no matter what your draw is otherwise.
So this next one is building H Papas, 930 Northeast 108th Street for a fence. Don't have this? 6-foot PVC fence, 6-foot PVC, and then across the front, 6 black and white, black and white aluminum double gate. Single gate. All around, it's 6 feet. It's got those little tiny weird. There's no pool back there.
I think last time we all vote for it.
But there was a pool involved, I think, wasn't there?
Yeah. Motion to approve.
I mean, it's just shy of being climbable, but there's, since there is not. All in favor, say aye. 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 Motion carries. Cervantes, 1009 Northeast 116th Street, solar. Oh, another solar. So this. Okay, Cervantes solar panels.
This, they're putting them on the entire roof and it's underneath each 3 giant trees.
But at least they're making the effort to put them in the back.
Yeah. And they're putting it on their little bed.
Oh, they are, wow.
But if you look at the satellite picture, legitimately, they have 2 giant trees. The entire house is in shade. It's like, but Motion to approve.
Say aye. Okay, Nick Retti, we just did that. And then we have Brightman, 12015 Northeast Sixth Avenue, and this is for solar panels also.
Someone went door to door.
By the way, this is the same engineer. design that-
Hold on, did we approve this?
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Right, they put panels everywhere. Put panels everywhere except for on the outside. They put panels everywhere except for on the outside of the north side of the house, even though they put it on the north side of the inside of the house.
Yeah, but look how the house is set way back. The front don't actually,
I mean, if you look at the picture, the entire front cul-de-sac has big palm trees inside of it, whereas the north side line doesn't, and they put panels on the north side on the inside. So if we gave them comments saying, hey, move as many panels on the inside to the north side, that's reasonable.
it's not up against the street like that other one is. There's two gables that face towards the street that there's panels on.
You said that the west side facing, if you could some panels to the north side of the north end of the house.
I am actually don't have. Less obtrusive, it's way back on the lot. And they're spread out around the house, so. Somebody else has an issue. Thoughts? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
It's interesting too, because solar panels.
Okay, so the next one is 821 Northeast 120th Street. This is for a discussion but there's nobody here to talk about it. Huh?
I emailed them. They emailed me to make sure that they were on, but
Hope this video finds you well. I have CC'd my partner. That's nice. Michael Hotchip. And this email, I came into a meeting regarding this property. I was on the Winawkins at the time. I did not survey, so it was difficult for the board members to give me an exact response of what I could or could not do on the property. I finally received the survey and would like to see. Is this the guy that was right here that he
The guy that
this
has no driveway in the front.
Yeah, the
it's on,
young-
like the end.
He was in his inspection period
Yeah,
and.
Yeah,
it was like-
it's a little old mission style house way back on the property.
Yeah,
And
and
you
it-
basically get to it from the alley side.
and there's easements everywhere for
Yeah,
like.
the FPL pole is in the middle of the front.
Surprised he's not here actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't.
So
I think his inspection period's over, so
Yeah.
he's like, at this point, it's done.
Yeah.
They were like,
But
"Don't
he,
buy
I
it,
mean,
don't buy it."
to speak to it, I mean, he has a 63-foot setback in the front. You know, if he was to maintain that, like we had on the house on Seventh Avenue, if he maintained that existing structure, because he does have a 55-foot wide lot. If he maintained that existing structure, he could add all the way up to 30 feet on the front, as long as he doesn't go over his lot coverage, which would be an issue. But he actually has 10 feet on the side, 13 feet on the other side. The back is an encroachment issue, but I guess it's not being touched. Wow, that it's right up on the alley, basically.
So the existing structure is 50 feet long. So if he added, let's call 33 feet. If he added 33 feet, does that get into that like 50% cost? Or change?
I would be willing to work with somebody as long as they don't touch the existing structure over 50%. Because it's at 55 feet. If they took this lot, if they took this down, we would have to get a variance.
And the other.
The
It
other
would
thing
have been
would be-
nice too to find out what the game plan is as far as parking.
Well, that he's obviously gonna have to put a driveway in too. He's got the 50% maximum lot coverage, which it's a huge, it's a tiny lot, 55 by 115.
But it also. I thought that there was an issue with his ability. to drive because
Well,
I-
well, that's the thing, is you couldn't tell because there's no, all that hedging there, but you see the red dot, which is the light pole.
Yeah, so utility pole. So I mean, he could get a driveway to the front.
Yeah, he can go around now, that utility pole.
Oh,
You might have to take some of that landscaping out. But I would also maybe encourage him to take off that last 9 feet of that house that's right up on the property line in the alley. I mean, it literally is on the alley. I mean, that alley is right there. Interesting. Oh, it's an old garage, actually. Are you looking at the pictures? It's like an old barn door garage that you pull in from the alley into it. Who is that? Go all the way up there? Really?
Yeah, well, when he was little, we used to like. Cats like Paul.
So, so I would report first, I wish he would have been here today. But it does look like he has buildable property up to 50% lot coverage. He maintains the existing structure.
yeah, I mean, I think it just be clear to him because in the back, there is questions, but these are old questions that he wrote before he came here.
Yeah.
But his main questions were, it's non-conforming lot, so what can he do? Again, if he keeps the existing structure, he can keep it. He does say, I demo the whole thing, and I demolish it and build it brand new. The answer is-
You would have to get a variance. And there's, that's an iffy question.
Keep the existing structure, you can add additional square feet, forming the current setbacks up to 50%. Coverage,
Yes.
and parking.
Bad looking building, actually. It's just a boxy mission style house. Something really creative with that. I mean, he's even got, on the one side, it's a 13.8 setback. You could actually sink some columns on that side and put a roof up over it, kind of thing. In that 3 feet. Anyway, so I wished he would have been here, but if he would listen to the recording, he can understand what the kind of feedback we're giving him.
And we started talking about that at around.
It's now 8:11. All right. We talked about Vitinsky. They need to submit a thing. They actually need to submit a survey. B Park 114, we did that. B Park 117, we did that. Hammonds. Recuse yourself. Is just, I guess you're not.
Just discussion, so I don't think there's no decision.
The discussion is, there's.
Discussion. I just have questions for you guys. So, okay,
The answer's
so.
no. Yeah.
So I have two garage doors in my garage. Little about 2 foot solid wall that is both of the garage doors are really narrow. They're I think 8 feet wide, and I want to take them out and replace them with one big. The real question is, I think that maybe I can show you some pictures, how long my garage is. It's made of CBS concrete block walls. Block walls. But I just don't know if that's structurally.
The part in the middle of the little 2-foot wall is blocked.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got
And I
an
have
8-foot
pictures
garage
of,
door, an 8-foot wide garage. Moved it, you're gonna have an 8-foot.
yeah,
Try to keep it that
yes,
pretty
exactly.
wide.
It is pretty wide, so that's like, I'm like, okay, should I do this? I don't know if that's,
One thing to look at is.
what do I
that-
need to think
is
about
there's-
here?
Yeah, there's kind of two. different types of structures. Kind of types of garage. Are like that. Back, so trying to stay, or that they.
But it's the word she's worried about, or it's the house, right? A column.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to take away from that, but what I'm saying is that you also want, like, you want to see what's on the market. Be careful too that you don't do something that rating that your cost of insurance.
Oh, yeah, I get it. And these are not hurricane rated out. Never got to for that, but this is
Okay.
kind of what it looks like.
Which way is your, if you can.
So. That full wall is. Well, no, it's longer. Well, it's from the whole wall. Which is yeah.
This, so yeah.
Here, let me.
Armchair advice, I don't know. Oh, you get
No,
structural
this
engineer
is,
to
no,
look at.
of course, but I just. That's like way more knowledge.
Well, here, I'll pull your place up on Google Maps and maybe
So
we
this
can
is
see.
But it's still a structural thing. I mean, code wise, you could do that. You could replace it with one door. I don't think that's an issue with code. It's whether or not you might have to close it in a little bit and then
That's
check.
another option, right? So if you don't need that column in the middle, great, and then now if the opening's too wide, you might have to block in on the ends to get one center door that's 20 feet wide. That's 40 feet wide.
Here.
I could just change the opening, not.
Doesn't mean you can't do it,
Doesn't
but
mean
then
you
you
can't.
have to put it in.
Give me an order.
Or.
Or maybe you could have a wide.
What if a
the end of the year, no matter
general
what.
contractor? General contractor, right?
I mean, you can ask Phil.
Yeah, so I talked to a garage guy and he said, we don't do this. You have to get a general general contractor to reconfigure
I mean, at the-
this.
so you'll need an engineer to tell you if you can do it
Yeah,
and what, and then.
yes,
But, but you can't just like an inquiry, everything.
but definitely a general contractor.
Yeah, because now
And
it's
the
like a structural
garage.
change to your house. You open
And
So-
you'd want him to like finish the outside and
Oh,
do the
yeah.
paint and all that stuff.
Oh,
So,
for sure,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So it's definitely a
Oh, are we on the 31st?
general.
Our next
contractor.
meeting's on, are we our
Well,
next meeting's on Halloween?
Yeah, and to
Well,
what he's
Structural
saying, like,
engineer first,
yeah, like my,
until you
Deadline.
approve it.
Got
yeah,
it.
my,
I'm like, what?
Take that filler out.
yeah, my brother-in-law's the GC and I've asked him like 7 different questions about that house and he's always like, yeah, let me call my structural engineer guy to come take a look. Cause he'll look at it, but he will not tell me one way or the other,
Yeah.
even though he's my brother-in-law. Until a structural guy's like, oh yeah, you can take that post out. No problem.
Can't see like in the garage. Top ceiling, or you can see the attic.
Can you see the back side of that wall?
You can see all the way over.
All the framing.
Yeah.
So then for that, you probably take photos and send it to the engineer.
Like if you're standing on the inside and looking back and you could see your poured beam, it might give you a depth and
Yeah, I'm saying, if it's all exposed framing up there, probably with photos and a few drawings.
is it,
you can
it's
send it to him.
CVS, right?
Yeah,
So you most likely have a poured I-beam or
Yeah,
something up
usually
there.
a tie beam.
yeah, yeah.
But the question is, if it's a tie beam that's designed to span an 8-foot opening and an 8-foot opening and rest on a column in between, and she wants to. 18-foot opening.
I mean, there's a will, there's a way. I mean, you could do a steel plate on the inside and go all the way across. I mean, there is ways of doing it. Yeah, yeah.
Sure. The other idea is maybe just make that one opening just like a foot larger. And
It's literally, it's too tight for you to feel
Yeah,
comfortable pulling it out.
yeah. So small.
Well, yeah, it's not even large enough to put a full width trailer.
I mean, conceivably, if she wanted to,
Okay, I already scratched my new car, so that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
I mean, conceivably, if it
That's
worked
like-
out,
I'm
you could,
like, oh,
you could
no.
expand one to 12 feet and make the other one like a golf cart garage
Yeah,
smaller.
Exactly.
You know, you could,
Yeah.
and put a new column further off centered that you would still need to get a structural person to do it,
Right,
but
right.
it might not cost you as much to
Right.
reinforce the
You
the
know,
ceiling,
you
the
know
roof.
Also roughly how old this roof is.
No, the roof part, no, I don't know when the roof.
Because the other thing is if it's coming up expired in a few years or whatever, then you could also change the roof line above the garage so that it's another cable that's going this way to span away from. So this backside would stay the same, and then this one would be like that facing where
Right,
you
oh,
want
I
to have the
get it,
garage.
yeah.
But that may be
That
a
is-
cheaper thing to do than a ton of stuff like
Oh.
that. But again, you ask a structural person.
Okay.
My brother-in-law knows a good one, but I would ask him because I'm sure there's lots of structural guys that owe him favors and
I don't
he
want
may
any
be
favors.
able to twist somebody's arm into taking a look at some photos.
Definitely, that'd be awesome.
Scarlett, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that was a discussion item. There was no voting, so there was no reason for recusal or anything like that. Just want to make sure that that's clear.
Yep.
Are any, sorry, side note, are any of you guys doing the ethics thing? I think it's next week in the morning.
I did a.
I'm signed up for one.
Is it next week? I think in the morning.
Well, did they send out that follow-up email? Because I questioned it, because I was like, I don't think that was the intent. And now there's a self-certification. As long as you attest that you actually watched and did one of the publicly available ones, you could do it. I just signed up for one that I'm just gonna do at work and just turn it on and
Yeah.
do my work and listen to it kind of thing.
I think that.
I think I've been set up for November or something.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do we have to do this every single year?
Yes.
Oh, I thought since we did
It's-
it
it-
once, we don't have to do it again.
No, it says within 90 days of the reappointment or appointment or every year thereof. It's like, okay, we have to do it every year. So basically they made it easy that if you could actually send an email saying, I watched the video available on YouTube, and that's all you have to do.
Okay.
So, but I think it's listening to somebody talk. So building F, BP exterior lighting, memo from Commissioner Kennedy. So, I think this is something that they just want us to look at in the new year. I said we have a very full agenda that, and I think that was the point of this. I'm trying to read where unique perspective, report back their findings, recommend at the January. I want to push back on this. I mean, we're in the holidays right now and they want us to write a lighting ordinance. So I guess the issue is that now they want to, and I agree, we have that house on 113th and 9th that looks like a spaceship now. It's, they've lit it up. So there's a desire to kind of have some kind of regulation in our code about lighting.
Sea turtles? Turtles
Yeah.
are going and getting
Sea
confused
turtles
and
out of
going
the
in the wrong
canal.
direction.
Is that in our box? I don't see it.
Oh, it's under
Yeah,
discussion
it says,
F.
yeah, it says,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also I'm
there's a
gonna
hard
send
copy,
you, if you scroll down on the email that I sent, there's also other points that I'm gonna resend it. That Shantae sent me.
On top of this,
Yes.
so
I was
besides this
supposed to-
memo.
Yes, well, there was nothing attached, but basically it's something to mention to you guys. To, I guess, agree when you would like to discuss it at another meeting. So the topics are, 1, the exterior lighting, the one that's attached. 2, windows, doors codification, and the shingle roof requirements. Right now with the point, it's in the email that I sent.
Is
you.
it on their
Scroll down.
agenda?
No, it's not on the agenda. I was told to just mention it to you guys.
Haven't we done the shingle roof thing?
What is, I thought we were done with the windows.
That's what Shantae
I was
told
gonna
me.
ask you, I saw something about that they had additional questions about, should we consider, there's like 3 questions, right? Clarify what something
Right.
meant.
I haven't received it.
Should we?
It's in the email, I sent.
Here's
scroll
something
down.
should we
I just
consider
sent it to you
cans?
again.
well, if you look at the lighting things, like 2 of the 5 important parts are the intensity of exterior light, which to my understanding is not really fine. Like, not a way from the outside to measure it.
The board needs to take a photometer, take photometric readings.
And then the color temperature of exterior light. Well, this is too close to moonlight.
Okay, so are we talking about this now? I mean, it's
No.
not on our agenda.
No, she wanted to see when, for me to mention it to you guys, so you guys can decide what date, the next meeting or the,
Which now, the window?
The windows and the
window
shingle
question.
roofs. February. So, no, I mean, obviously, we want to get this, I can't believe, I think it was actually up for reading at the last commission meeting. We have more questions. So are we meeting on November 7th?
yes.
When is the next commission meeting?
The next commission meeting is November 1st.
So there's no way that we're gonna talk about it. It's not on, if this wasn't placed on our agenda, how can we can't really talk about it.
Right. It's supposed to be on the agenda. It's supposed to be mentioned.
Right, you put on the following. Exterior lighting attached, if we do that, windows, doors, and codification. What is 10.3.3? Why wasn't fiberglass included? Window tinting was not mentioned, should it be considered? Really? So this is that remember the command of the.
For the record, I was emailed directly to ask these same questions, and I went through, like, again, solution in search of a problem. Nobody's thinking of- I said, there are proprietary NOA systems that have interlayers, that have a gradient, no weak coating. They're tins. But they're I said,
this is,
The available options in Windows in South Florida are this, right? Because everyone has the same amount of weight, like 3 different glass. It's really not there's not a lot of concern that everyone's lazy. If it's new, it's the same. It's really not an issue.
but it's not, but it's funny because, you know, the way our code is written was giving us the leeway to make all these decisions. We didn't have a specific window. We didn't have a specific color, you know, all these different things. We were given as a board the ability to make these decisions. And now it's like overwriting a code. I mean, if they want to put fiberglass windows in there, I mean, how many people do fiberglass windows? I mean, and then also, I don't care about tinting. I mean, if anything, it's, like you said, it's an issue without a.
And-
search of a-
And worst case scenario, I imagine that anybody that was tinting a specific window, they probably were doing it for the benefit of the environment. and stuff like that. The heat that was coming in.
Mirror. I mean, it's happened everywhere. Mirror tints on the window.
Wow. It's overwriting something. I thought it was supposed to be a simple, all the windows on the front of the house are supposed to match. That's the only thing. You know, it's just,
They don't know like the scalpel versus the hair.
I mean. What is 10.3.3? On the last,
Was it 10.3.3 what?
A. Clarify what that means.
It's the whole exterior doors and windows shall be of a consistent style, type, and color. Window type shall be limited to fixed horizontal roller, case span, single hung. Horizontal rollers and single hung window type shall not be combined.
That's the entire point of the code. Really. I mean, I guess we're discussing this, but I mean, what does it mean? It's the exact point of the code was we want all the windows facing the street. Why wasn't fiberglass included? It's not commonly used. How many times have we ever got a fiberglass window in the last? You know, the email, he actually emailed to me too, and he included like jalousie and, you know, all these window types that
You got the same.
I'm like, jalousies, really?
Stained glass cathedral windows, what's our thought?
If they want to add fiberglass, I have no problem with it. I don't think it's really ever used anymore. And then window tinting, I think that's a non-issue. I would say let's vote that, not even address that. Leave that underneath the harmonization part. Because can you imagine every time we get a window permit, we have to look at the glass and find out what's glass?
And the thing is, I mean, I've scanned enough of them, like that's not information. It's like, back than to every other municipality.
But could we clarify and just say, just say it could be clear windows only, but then how does that handle the UVs and all those different?
But that's, you can't do that because people have low E coatings that are not clear glass. People have gray, light gray coatings that are not clear glass.
Also,
Perfectly acceptable window type, but they're not clear.
also another thought is then we could run like PPA issues. Because have very dark window tint will have so you have light sensitivity issues. So if we try and regulate that and somebody says, well, I have a medical condition that says that I can do this, then
We're definitely stretching on that one.
I'm just
I
saying.
say we don't even wade into it. We just say we have no opinion on tinting and it should not be addressed in our code.
Also, we were just talking last week about somebody like their new build and their, if they could like have like a smoky, you know, or some sort of like
Frosted glass,
frosted or something that
yeah,
is not clear.
as a privacy thing.
Yeah, for privacy reasons.
Required in certain conditions.
Privacy reasons, so we can't say that either.
Yeah, I would just say I think A is clarification. It's pretty clear what we wrote. And
As clear as 10.
no, the clarification of 10.3.
Just making another dad joke.
Okay. We're on a roll tonight.
I'm not getting.
Fiberglass, I don't really have an opinion on fiberglass. I don't care. And then window tunings, I think we should say
No.
no. And then,
Not a good idea.
and then back to the shingle roof. Number 4 states that the engineer's report must be presented in person to the planning board. Clarify if the board wants the engineer at the planning board. Yes. Needs to be reported, needs to be presented by the engineer. Correct? That was the intent. I think, isn't that the way it's written? I don't, she didn't include the actual language here, so I can't compare it. The planning board meeting, or if someone has to come and present in person, states that the engineer's letter must be presented in person, but by whom? By the engineer. We want the engineer to come. Because I'm telling you, that engineer, that letter that we got today could have been engineer blah, blah, blah from India. For all we knew, really. Does say what they are looking for in the report, measurements, drawings. We wrote everything on this engineer's report.
So but you were science, I don't have a science picture, so that's why I think we're doing it. I just thought it was odd because I got the whole thing. But okay, so I don't need a, this is trash. I don't wanted to make sure I didn't have to leave it on. Oh, back to
Okay, so, I mean, we're not telling them what has to be in the engineer's letter. That's what the engineer's job is. The engineer has to write a report saying why the structure cannot support a tile roof.
Plus, I feel like if the engineers come in person, if there's anything that's not clear in their report that we're looking at.
Yeah, and that's why it says presented in person to planning board. The board shall review, question, and vote to accept the report. That's why that's there, is so that we can say, okay, why do you say it can't be supported? But for us to go, you need to provide calculations and spacing of trusses and, load, all that stuff. Again, it's another.
The fact of the matter is if they gave us that information.
No, well, that's why we're asking for. I mean, the object is to make it harder for people to get shingle roofs.
Yeah.
So these were 4 points that we came up with that we thought would help make it harder.
Like I said, I think
'Cause it's
that
too easy now.
As long as it's clear that it's the engineer presenting the letter, then we don't need to be more specific about what's included in the letter.
I agree. We're not looking for any. We just want an engineering report. So. So for the first part, we're just gonna say it needs to be the engineer that presents it. The second part, we have no requirements as far as what the content is. It just has to be a report by the engineer stating this, signed, sealed, delivered. And- okay. Got it? Okay, let's get out of here. Any other further discussion?
What are we doing with this lighting thing? We're just punting and saying.
I think we should send Amazon links for lightrometers.
They won't buy.
So they want, as a first step, we agree to forward the topic to the staff. So now I'm asking the commission to make a decision and get it buried. I just wish they would accomplish what we've already sent up. We tasked those with 4 groups of discussing.
They're also
researching-
saying by the January 2023.
Yeah,
We'll have
but
an
we're-
entirely different board.
Think about.
But it's not even that, it's just that we, you know, we have the holidays coming up and that's 4 meetings for us, and so.
Right.
Public lighting, so that's FP&L, I mean, I don't know, we could even write an ordinance. Telling FP&L what to do.
Lights have been out for days and weeks. Lights out.
The general impact of exterior light on animals and the environment. We'll let the Echo Board and Alex deal with all that. That's what they love to do. My only recommendation was that what I thought would be, we look at any other municipalities that might have a lighting code. And we just basically work from there.
Which in this, it says the lawyers will gather that information. So once the lawyers have gathered,
Okay,
we'll take a look.
okay. So I agree with that.
I have a random question for the commission. So everybody votes on the second. When do the new commission get sworn in?
I think it's the December,
Usually the next meeting.
Oh,
the
okay.
December meeting. They vote in and they select the mayor. So next month would be the last of this current commission. And then the next one would be, so I agree. I think we should say, SB. We will wait to hear from the attorneys on the attorney's research of lighting from other preferred municipalities. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So we will work on this when we get research from the attorneys to share. So it's number 1, so we'll wait until we see number 1. Thanks, Ed. From other municipalities. All right, so motion to close the planning board. 8:41.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so we're adjourned on the planning board, so now we have to re-adjourn as the local planning agency again. I have minutes from October 12th, 2022. Oh, by the way, Gay Tartung, Ed. Second. Ed, Scarlett, and David with SB. It's the October 17th, 2022. Local planning agency, and again, it's the discussion of the residential sector C. I have the minutes from our last meeting, motion. Say aye.
Aye.
So they're approved. Okay, so they're asking us for recommendations on this.
Should that discussion item that we just did in the other meeting, should that have
Technically, I don't even think that this should be under this because we only meet as the local planning agency when we're supposed to meet to discuss the comp plan. We don't really, this is not a comp plan issue. This is, I guess maybe in the end, it will be a comp plan issue, but I think. Whatever. Yeah. That's fine. But then that's fine, but it's technically, the planning board is the one that recommends changes. It's. I don't. This is this is a lot they're asking us, because we have to go through and literally, I kind of gave it a little bit of a thought. If we have the desire to phase out sector C and just make it sector B, or sector C, can improve all the language in sector C to match sector B, which is one family. Which is what we recommended. Do we want to consider converting sector C to only one family residences? We want to increase the maximum lot size, but the thing is about that,
What's the minimum?
we don't have any new lots being created.
Well, no, the thing that I was reading is they're nervous that they're gonna take existing lots, split it in half, and then put 2 duplexes, so you have a duplex on each half. So it's ostensibly you go from having 2 families on a current duplex to 4 families on 2 duplexes.
You're talking about lots that are over 12,000 square feet?
Yeah, it says a potential issue that has not been discussed and was not mentioned in the previous memo because.
Where are you reading this at?
Yeah, we're,
I'm reading, it's at, to Village Commission from Planning and Zoning Board. Maybe.
Oh, oh yeah, this is the memo that we wrote, that we sent up. That, the conceivably, yes, somebody could split the lots in half and put 2 new, but if we,
But I don't know, do we know how many lots that are in C are eligible for splitting in our thing? And then could we make something that says, if you split lots, you can't put duplexes on?
well, no, I think that we just say, from this point forward, any new properties or new owners of properties can only do single family.
Yeah.
And we basically grandfather in everybody up to this point, to the date of the enactment. Am I correct on that, Travis? To the date of the enactment, has the right to do whatever they want to do with their property. But if anybody new comes in, they can't buy something, split it, and put duplexes in.
Could they buy it and keep it, could they buy a duplex, keep it as a duplex?
Yeah, the use can be continued until it's.
So the one thing that always comes up is that what happens if the hurricane comes and destroys the property more than 50% of the value? You're not able to put the duplex back up.
Yeah, so actually it's.
Say excluding damage from a state of emergency declared in Florida. The way that, because we have like a Miami-Dade County has like a thing where like if there's a state of emergency and then something happens in Miami-Dade County, then you could basically rebuild your fence the same way it's before without
Yeah,
having to
like the
go through all of
build
the.
back. Yeah. the
Yeah.
build back rules. Some cities have built.
So yeah, it's funny that I actually ran into Commissioner Hangover yesterday. She drove by my street, and she had mentioned that because of what happened with on the other side of the state, that she was going to propose some kind of, in a case if something's destroyed by a natural disaster, it can be rebuilt in the condition that it currently is.
Yeah.
But that would supersede this, I think, right? It would be an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
prohibiting voluntary demolition and.
But if we wrote in something that says if something's destroyed by a natural disaster, a publicly declared natural disaster or something, it can be rebuilt. But I think that's the way if we're going to recommend this, that we go is we say, up to this point, anything that's in sector C, a duplex, whatever, can be maintained by the owner of record. Because that's how they did the 75 feet back in 1990, is that any lot can be maintained by the owner of record It's, and can be developed by the owner of record up to this date. And then anything beyond has to come into our current.
I don't know that I would want to change the minimum lot size, right? Because again, I don't know what percentage of lots in sector C are less than 8 feet, but we want to buy it, demo the duplex and put a single family home, open to that, and all of a sudden. shouldn't- Duplex, now you can't do it. Take a bunch of lots that are under 8,500.
But we could say they're able to exist. I think the issue is like David, like was reading up above, where there are a few larger lots in sector C
No, I
that
know
could be
but the goal
subdivided.
is Not wanting to subdivide if we have such a low, what I'm saying is, do we know how many lots in sector C are less than 8,500 currently?
I'm more concerned about how many lots in sector C that are above 12,000 square feet. Because then we could end up having two single-family homes.
I get your point, I'm saying, neither of us knows how many are, how many
Yeah,
there are.
we don't have a survey.
But if there's a bunch of 6,500 square foot lots, that would be one fell swoop, or no, all non-conforming lots, because we made it that way. That seems
I live on the street that has all the duplexes, and there's not really any that are small.
Those are all 75.
My house was a duplex, converted to a single family in 2017. Slots like 10.5, and that's close-ish to what pretty much all.
You understand what I'm saying, that if the lot is
Yeah.
7,500 square feet, and someone wants to demolish the duplex
Yeah.
and build a new house,
Which
which
you
we
would
would want to
want,
encourage,
Right,
they can't, because now they have a non-conforming lot. and they
Right.
need to get married.
No. I think that we should be able to say that lots that are below 8,500 square feet at the time can be rebuilt, single family. You know, we just don't want people rebuilding duplexes. You know what I'm saying? They can be maintained. Lots below 8,500 can be maintained and rebuilt upon as single family.
By the same token, you can just say, you can't subdivide a lot with the result being a lot that's less than 8,500 square feet. Do it that way.
Or that's a very good point.
Only
You could
worry
just,
about ones that
maybe
are
we
big.
could pull-
you could just, that's a good point. You could just say, no new lots shall be created that are less than 8,500 square feet.
Yeah.
and you can rebuild a single family.
You wouldn't need to say that at that point, right? 'Cause we're not changing the minimum lot size. we're just saying-
Unless they put society. My opinion is that instead of on the side of 10, it's gonna be very tough for somebody to come in and say, I want to turn these duplexes. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. My point
But-
is, don't want to create non-conformances that don't occur.
Right.
The trains, the thing that I've lived in my house on, you know where I live on. I don't even hear the trains anymore. I mean, I've been there 22 years and I can't even tell you the last time I've actually noticed a train noise. So, but there are houses on my block that are being torn down for bigger houses. So
Yeah, no, but so I am like, I can see every train that goes by from the front of, from inside of my house. And I love trains and it doesn't bother me. But the fact of the matter is when I've been in my neighbors across the street that are against it.
Oh, yeah.
like, you feel it when it goes by.
Yeah.
And like they don't notice because they live there. But it's one of those things where it's like, would I want to tear down this income stream producing duplex and instead build a single family home?
I think you're allowed to have 10 or 12-foot walls back there.
I don't know.
And actually, that would be something I've given up on years ago. It'd be nice if the village actually invested in a sound wall along the tracks for all the residents on the east side.
If you want to, I'd be happy to take it to.
Yeah. Especially it's the,
Well, so if you guys,
it's the freight trains that are the loud ones.
if you want to know a deep dark secret, the CEO of Brightline's gonna find. Pushed him to get our intersection, one of the first quiet intersections. I was like, we're gonna have kids soon, and I don't want these horns in the middle of the night. I could push Brightline to co-sponsor stuff.
They're not,
Hey, it's gonna reduce suicide.
Yeah.
Cause they have, I don't know if you guys know, but they have like drone nests that they're allowed to. They send drones up and down the train tracks. This software that evaluates people, and if they think that they have some suicidal, then they send a drone to talk to them and try to make them go away.
it's part of their new thing to try and fit suicide.
Yeah, but it's super effect, like they don't broadcast it, but talking to him, it's like. Because so many people like to go and walk in front of trains, and it's really rough on their
I can
engineers.
imagine the engineer,
Yeah.
you see the last thing, somebody's life is right there.
And the crime scene is usually like a couple hundred yards long. Not good.
So, yeah, but I don't know if FEC is gonna want to start building walls. I think they're gonna be like, no.
It's all
But we
forced.
should be looking into it because
Yeah.
we have money now to do drains and streetlights. Why can't we have walls for sound and security on the wayside? So I have a few points that I guess we can start, have a discussion on. You know, put something together and everybody think about it next time.
Yeah, and just to recap, it's emergent, if there's a state of emergency, then you can rebuild even if it's no longer eligible. Otherwise, it's you can't split to be less than 8,500. What was the other? There was
Non-conforming lots are allowed to continue with the owner of record. Any other points anybody can think of?
When you say with the owner of record, like a sale transaction, they can't continue it.
No, it is allowed to, the structure is allowed to, it's the only, it's property rights. The person that has the property rights to redevelop as another duplex is the owner of record at the time of the ordinance. Any new owner, if they were to redevelop it, they would have to bring it into the single-family residential zone.
But you're saying an owner can redevelop, can demo it and rebuild a duplex?
right now,
Yeah,
if
right
you
now.
currently own it and we put this into effect and you wanted to, then
Yeah, I mean, that's
You wanna buy
taking
some
away somebody's
duplexes?
property rights. Right now, I have the right to take my single-family home in Sector C and rebuild it as a duplex if I want to. And if somebody tried to take that away, that's actually taking away part of the value of my property, is that it has that right to do it. But now, if they make a law saying the next person can't do it, that's a different thing, because I'm selling it as a one-family
they
residence.
would know what they were buying.
I'm not selling that right to make a duplex. So, anyway, we'll continue on. I'll have another discussion next week and I'll try and type up something. Everybody's good with that and we'll continue the discussion on this. Or the next meeting.
I think we're just used to it. It's been
next
2 weeks in a
yeah.
row.
When is
Yeah.
the next meeting?
Then November 7th.
So we'll continue this to November 7th. I'll write up something. We'll continue the discussion. Motion to adjourn,
And then
please.
next one is November 1st. Motion to adjourn.
Continuing discussion to the next one, and I'll write up some language for us to talk about, and everybody can kind of think about what they want to talk about. We are adjourned at 8:57. Turn off.